Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. It's Noah here with Custom RC Mods, and as you can see today we have the Mini Sparrow, and it is not in good shape. You might have seen it in the background of some of my recent videos, but it had a pretty bad brownout crash a few days ago, so I've been kind of dealing with what to do with it. As you can see, the nose did actually hold up pretty well structurally, but it dug itself nice and far into the soft wet ground, so it's obviously not looking good. But most of the damage was structural to the fuselage. Right here you can see I can pretty much fold it in half pretty easily, and then the tail is all messed up as well, so that's unfortunate. And a lot of times this could be pretty repairable, and if you guys really wanted to repair this, I bet you could, but I'm just gonna go ahead and rebuild this plane from the ground up with another sheet of foam. It's only a sheet of foam. I've got the time to do it, as well as obviously it's just gonna make a nice clean result in the end, so I think it's worth it in my opinion. But again, this is completely repairable if you guys are interested in that. And if you guys are asking about if I'm gonna keep the wing or not, I'm just gonna build a new wing, because you can see it's kind of eaten into in a few spots right here, but I will not throw this away. I'll just go ahead and stash it up in my extra parts bin, like where my cub and things like that went. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. I'm not going to spend as much time in the thoughts and tweaks section in the end, as well as the time lapse here. You guys have pretty much seen this all. If you want to see my other build video, it'll be linked in the description below, where we build this one that you're seeing right here. But a few changes I'm making. Obviously, I'm going to get a new receiver because the other one browned out. So this is a Lemon RX 6-channel satellite that has been my go-to receiver most recently. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot more reliable than the AR6210 in there, and it's going to be hopefully a little bit better of a overall experience with this thing. I'm pretty confident in saying that, as well as I do have a same power system from the before. I did switch out the motor. It's the same exact motor, it's just a different one. But yeah, I thought I'd just mention that. Had to do some resoldering, things like that. Should be, same performance, and we're going to be running that same 6-inch prop as before. So yeah, pretty much should be the same spec Sparrow as the original one was before it crashed. But I'm really excited to get this repair done. Should only take an hour or two. Obviously, it's just a single sheet of foam plane, a few little plans, and we'll be all good to go. So yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around for this video, and we're going to go ahead and head over to the time lapse. Alright, so I just finished up the rebuild for the FT Mini Sparrow. It's completed, took me about 2 hours total, gave it some extra love and care in some sections that were durability issues in the first build, as well as places where I took what I learned in the initial flights and changed some things about the build so that it would fly better, hopefully. And one of those things is the CG placement with the nose weight and things like that. You can see it's actually a little bit tail heavy, it seems, but I noticed that it was always having a nose down tendency whenever flying, especially when throttle was applied, so that this is going to make it so hopefully it does give that nose up tendency a little bit better. Hopefully it's not like overly tail heavy, but I think it's just even enough that it's going to fly well. That's just my hypothesis. We're obviously going to test it in the next flight, but I also changed my thrust angle just a little bit to kick up the nose, and hopefully give it more of a straight tracking tendency in the pitch. Of course, this is such a short length plane that it's kind of hard to have a straight tracking plane, especially in the pitch axis, because it can go up and down rather than something like the Viggen or the Concorde or something that's super long. It takes a lot to do pitch. This is going to be nice and sensitive, so I went ahead and added some more pitch expo, as well as lowered my pitch rates in general. This is hopefully going to be a good improvement for this, as well as I did some more hot gluing on the bottom tail skid right here, because this flopped over in my other plane, as well as I reinforced this leading edge of the tail right here, because if you dig the wing in, like you saw in my last one, it actually destroys the tail. It will dig the wing into the tail and just rip it all off and make it completely useless. So no matter if you're building this as a chuck glider or an RC version, I definitely recommend beefing up this leading edge of the wing of the tail with hot glue, just so it doesn't have that issue. Other than that, that's pretty standard Sparrow build. I did do some cosmetic things that were nice on here. Since we have the longer cable for the satellite on the Lemon RX, it was nice to just be able to push it halfway into the motor pod. Looks nice in factory. I'm happy with that. As well as I increased my reception by sticking the antennas right outside of the fuselage right here. One thing to note about that is that they are on the bottom side, so hopefully they don't get too dinged up in the grass and things like that, but it is a hot glued in modification, so it's not going to stress out the solder joints, hopefully. We're going to find out, but that's the plan. Hopefully it will work out properly. But again, I'm going to be filming a maiden video for this, so check out how this thing flew in the maiden video, which is going to be on my channel here in probably the next day or so. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you guys want to see my initial build thoughts and like design critiques, things like that, you can check out the original video. I'm sorry if I didn't like critique the design or anything. That's going to be all found in the previously mentioned build video that's going to be linked in the description below. So yeah, that's it for this plane. As you can see, we have all of our control surfaces all panned out right here, and of course plenty of power on this 6-inch prop with the 2207. Plenty of power. This is a unique sound to this airplane. I haven't really found it anywhere else, and it's just so cool to have that sound. I don't know, I really like it. I might just be geeking out here at this point. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and all the support you give me. Please go ahead and comment down below what you think I should do with this plane, as well as like and subscribe to the channel to stay in tune with everything going on in the custom RC worlds. And with that said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.